And welcome back. This is the Puroresu Spirit podcast, the best podcast on the net for all of your Puroresu needs. We cover everything from the major promotions to those sleazy indies. I am your host, Joshua Shibata, as always, with the mastermind and the man behind the plan, Charles Schaefer. Thank you very much, Charles, as always, for being on the show with us.
Yeah, no problem. Okay.
And this podcast now is going to be focusing on two tournaments that are coming up. The summer is slowly fading away, but it doesn't mean that the tournaments stop in Japan. If anything, they probably will start accumulating more so. This one, two tournaments that we're going, will be focusing on junior division. One of them is for the All Japan promotion, quite possibly the number 2 promotion in Japan right now. And the other one is the Zero One's Tenkaichi tournament, which will basically translates to greatest one in the universe. And that is going to be their tournament for their junior division as well. So we'll start with the All Japan League. And this league is broken up into 2 blocks with, I believe, a total of 12 people, 6 in each block. Why don't you run down who's in the tournament this year for All Japan, Charles?
Oh, it's going to be A block will be Kai, Kazuhashi, Minoru, Bushi, Black Bushi, who comes from Canada, who is pretty much mocking the normal Bushi. Then from DDT, we'll have Kenny Omega. B block will be Shuji Kondo, Hiroshi Mato, Mazada, returning last year's champion Jimmy Yang, or James June, or whatever you want to call him. Then it'll be New Japan, Koji Kanemoto, and Pancrase Mission, who studies also under Minoru Suzuki, Hikaru Sato.
Now it looks on paper, it looks like a great league. I mean, you have a bunch of former winners. You have the current AJPW junior champion in Kai, who is also a former winner back in 2008. You have one of my favorite junior wrestlers, Kenny Omega, who used to be a IWGP Junior Tag Team Champion. And you have the inclusion of Black Bushi, who, do we even have a hint of who we think it
He's from
is?
Canada,
Black
that's all I
Bushi?
know. He's about the same
Okay.
size. He's pretty much about a mirror image of Bushi, but his style is more, I guess, American-based, more Canada-based. Just more showman wrestling power instead of
Yeah,
flippy, like Bushi.
I haven't seen any of his matches, but looking at him, I know one is not Kevin Steen, and two is not El Generico.
That would actually
And
be
those are
awesome.
the to be honestly, I thought so too. When I first heard Black Bushi and he was from Canada, I was thinking El Generico. But it's not either one of them. Actually, Kevin Steen would have been awesome too. But it's not either one of them, so those are the two Canadian wrestlers that I know of. Unless it might be, what's his name? Petey Williams. Maybe it's Petey Williams, but
No, the guy's a
I,
little bit skinnier. That's what
skinnier than
I'm
Petey
not. I'm
Williams?
not
Okay.
sure who he could be a Japanese guy for all we know, but he's just. No, I think he's probably American roughly. From what I've seen, his skin's lighter, but he has his whole face covered. It's not like Bushi where you can actually see something.
Right.
Like his whole face
And
is
you,
covered.
and you know what? I really like, not only is this tournament intriguing to me because of Kanemoto, but I really do like the Black Bushi character. I really think WWE would totally benefit if they made an anti-Rey Mysterio character.
No, you.
Like,
Well, you're speaking
go
of
ahead.
that, but they're doing that with Sin Cara now. They,
But he's not the anti-Rey Mysterio. He's just another Rey
no, no, no,
Mysterio.
no. I'm going off something else. They have
Okay,
they
go on.
have Hunico, who's
Okay,
acting like Sin Cara, but
okay.
now they're supposedly having Sin Cara come back in, and they're going to create a feud
Uh,
between them two.
are they? Because I heard that Sin Cara's gone. Like,
He's
he's
still
just
there.
done. Really? I heard he's done. I heard that they tried to give him a second chance and that was it. He's done.
He was still at the tapings.
But he didn't do anything.
Whatever.
Well, either way, that's
Okay,
it's
the
not
it's the WWE.
Japanese wrestling. But point is, I really think I find the Black Bushi character very intriguing. It is a playoff of, in my opinion, the Black Tiger gimmick that was made famous in New Japan as the antithesis of Tiger Mask. But I really do like those anti-characters just because it gives, in my opinion, the characters a speciality because now they have an arch nemesis, and the purpose of them is to fight this arch nemesis and ultimately take their mask, which you borrow that from the Mexican luchador style, but still, I find that always intriguing, and it adds a little character to the Bushi character. So, but that makes the tournament intriguing to me, as well as, of course, the inclusion of Aniki Koji Kanemoto. We've mentioned him before in the All Together podcast, but man, what has this guy not done for the junior division? I mean, he's a decorated champion. He's won many titles. He's won many tournaments. He's well into his 40s, but kicks ass like he's still in his 20s. He was a former Tiger Mask, granted not the most popular Tiger Mask, but he's a Tiger Mask. And he's coming into this tournament basically to kick some ass and show the young kids that he still is relevant. And then from there, we also have, as Charles mentioned, Jimmy Yang, who I always thought was a weird addition to the tournament last year, but he's making another appearance this year. What do you think, Charles, Jimmy Yang's chances this year of repeating?
Well, I doubt he'll repeat, but I mean, you also got to think whenever WWE split, or when WCW got bought out, Jimmy Yang actually went to All Japan for a while. He was there for, I guess, what was it, about a year and a half, roughly, before going back to WWE. But while he was there, he's picked up with Teo Kia. Kijimoto really liked him, so it was just kind of a coming back for him. But he actually did really good last year. He was actually my favorite of the tournament.
Oh, even before the tournament started, you thought he was a favorite to win? Wow.
Just because he's got history of All Japan, and I mean, he's always pretty good in my opinion. So he came in, he did really good in the tournament, and I was like, yeah, he's probably got a good chance of winning. So.
Yeah, I mean, he like you said, he did great. He took down two of the top guys in All Japan, Minoru in the semifinals of that tournament, and then Kai, current champion right now, in the finals. He even had a match with Kai during regular match play where he lost. So technically, in this setup, he's 1-1 with Kai. So it'll be interesting to see if maybe they'll play off of a rematch of the finals. I don't know. But it's only going to be the top two that go on, right? Winner of Block A versus winner of Block B in those semifinals this year? Okay. So,
well, no. Is there? I don't think there is any.
No, I'm going to look at the schedule and see.
Yeah, just winner of Block A, winner of Block B.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's going to be happening from September 11th through September 24th, starting off with their Korakuen Hall show on September 11th. First matches you have is Kondo versus Kanemoto, which that's going to be an awesome match. Shuji Kondo, formerly of Dragon Gate, now basically a huge mainstay of All Japan, former All Japan Junior Champion. You have Kaz Hayashi versus Minoru, which they've already had matches against each other before. They've always been good. And Kai versus Kenny Omega. I mean, that first night is pretty stacked to begin with. Looking through the schedule, is there any matches that kind of speak out to you, Charles?
Like I said, it's All Japan. Like, I'm one of the few people I guess really still loves All Japan, but everything on here is looking really good. Like pretty much everything with Shuji Kondo is going to be really good. I'm really interested in seeing how well Hikaru Sato does, because he's actually been one of my favorites last year. Like he's always been there, but he never really has elevated himself as high as he should, because I always thought he was really good technical wise and everything else. But I said, I don't know, it's gonna be decent. So.
And you know, Hikaru Sato's actually grown a lot on me. I actually first saw him in MMA because he did a few MMA fights.
Yeah.
And then I found out later he's actually was a pro wrestler. So he's actually grown a lot on me. His work in DDT, not DDT, Pancreas, and now with All Japan, he's grown a lot on me. He's definitely a dark horse. I don't expect him to win a block, let alone,
he won't
win
win
the whole tournament. But he'll have a good showing, and he's going to be in the matches that are going to be ones that you would want to watch for. Obviously, his match with Koji Kanemoto will be good. He'll have a match with kind of a rookie for All Japan Junior Division, Hiroshi Yamato, who's slowly progressing. And then, of course, his match with Shuji Kondo will probably be really, really good. Just because both of them are going to be probably going balls to the wall on that. Another match to look out for will, of course, be the Black Bushi versus Bushi match. That's going to be happening on I just saw it on their return to Korakuen Hall on September 19th on that Monday for them. On that same day, their card is actually going to be pretty good with the rest of the matches that are outside of the junior tournament. One of them is going to be a 5 versus 5 Captain's Fall elimination match. You have on one side Suwama, you have Masakatsu Funaki, Shuji Kondo, Takumi Soya, and Soshun versus Teokeya, Seiya Sanada, Masanobu Fuchi, old man Masanobu Fuchi, Yasufumi Nakanoe, and Lee Chae-gyong. So they haven't announced who the captains are. For those who don't know, in those matches, Captain Fall basically means you can't win the match unless you pin the captain of the other team. So you can pin anybody else you want. That's not going to do anything. You got to pin whoever is designated as the captain. Those are usually really fun matches. And it'll be interesting to see who gets the pinfall on those. You got a lot of the young, up-and-coming versus some of the more established. So that should be a fun little match.
The other thing to add on that match, too, or not on that match, but also on that show, Sekimoto is wanting a rematch against Akebono and Hama. So him and Sekimoto and Okabayashi are going to get the rematch. And that should be a decent match because Sekimoto, he's really being looked at as one of the guys that All Japan really wants to bring in because he's really strong. He has a lot of that 90s style. So, I mean, they definitely want to keep him on the lookout. So that'd be interesting to see, too.
And, you know, that tag team has really won me over as well. Like, I first saw Yuji Okabayashi, who, if you guys haven't seen this kid, look him up on YouTube along with Daisuke Sekimoto. Both of them, huge guys. Like, muscular. I mean, they're no strong man, but, you know, who is. But huge guys for Japanese wrestlers, just big, muscular, and they make a very impressive tag team. I first saw Yuji Okabayashi on a Big Japan show. He won me over immediately with his just raw talent. Him and Daisuke had a very good series of matches with Team S, Manabu Soya, and Seiya Sanada over the All Asia tag titles. They had some really good, hard-hitting tag matches. And now these two relatively called youngsters, though Sekimoto's been around for a while, but Yuji is definitely an up-and-coming youngster, going against two of the biggest wrestlers now in Japan, both of them former sumo rikishis. One of them a former Yokozuna, Akebono, and the other kind of dropped out of the system before he got anywhere, but still huge, Rotahama. That's definitely going to be a lot of mass. There's going to be a lot of mass in that ring. I just feel sorry for anybody that gets in between those four men.
Plus, it'll be interesting to see if Sekimoto and Okabayashi are going to actually try to German suplex Hama again.
If anything, I can definitely see one of them trying to suplex Hama, and then the other guy will suplex his partner to suplex Hama. Because that's a popular
Well,
move that they like.
it'll be Okabayashi trying to hook Hama in the German, and Sekimoto coming behind him and just flip them both.
God, what is that going to be? That's going to at least be like 900 pounds of mass right there.
Hama's like, what, 450?
450? He looks like he's pushing 5.
Well, he's only 173 centimeters, so I mean, he's short.
Oh, that's true. He's a short.
He's short.
He's wide. He's wider than. Granted, Akebono's lost a lot of weight since his sumo days, but he is one wide dude.
It's because he's short and stubby. That's what it is. He's
like 5 of me, you know. But anyway, and then Sekimoto Yuji is gonna weigh what, at least 300 plus.
He weighs at least 115 kg.
Yeah, so that's about 300 plus. Yeah, so that's a lot of mass.
Yeah,
that's a lot of mass. You can't mess up that move. You should not mess up that move. Also on that card is going to be an interesting little match, the first ever Wild contra Wild match. Back in the day, for those who don't know, Takao Omori, who I mentioned before in the All Together show, had a very successful tag team with Takayama as No Fear. Takao Omori's own little nickname was Wild when he was in All Japan. Now, many years later, after Takao left to do his own little thing, Manabu Soya, an upcoming rookie of All Japan, has taken on the Wild nickname. So now Takao's back in All Japan for whatever run briefly, and he wants his Wild name back. So it's Wild versus Wild. Whoever wins, I guess, will be considered the wildest of the two.
And right
So
now,
either way.
Omari's calling Soya mild. That's what he's more mild than he is wild. So it's kind of that's putting a little bit of fire underneath Soya's butt to actually try to prove that he actually is wild. So that'd be interesting.
And to be honest, Takao has always been more, in my opinion, back in the No Fear days, more of a charismatic person than an actually good wrestler.
Yeah.
So comments like wild and mild, that's pure Takao. Manabu Soya, though, honestly, I really like him. He reminds me, I mentioned before, he reminds me a lot of his namesake Manabu Nakanishi from New Japan. Just a big, burly, full of raw potential that could either become very successful or could end up being Manabu Nakanishi in New Japan, where he gets nothing until like some fluke win and he has the title for like a day. But that's neither here nor there. But anyways, that's going to be a pretty stacked card, including of course our All Japan Junior tournament matches. All that will lead to the final day, September 25th. Well, there will be matches between Yamato and Koji Kanemoto, Shuji Kondo and Hikaru Saito, which we mentioned would be probably good, Kaz Hayashi and Bushi, Black Bushi and Kai, and then whoever has the top points in Block A will take on the winner of Block B for all the marbles, and that is the All Japan Junior Tournament. So that will be something to look out for on YouTube if they post that. Now, the other tournament is for arguably the lesser-known promotion, but starting to slowly make their name more and more. 0-1, they will be having their 9th annual. They've had this going 9 years now. Tenkaichi, greatest in the universe. Playoff of the Dragon Ball Tenkaichi tournament for those who are Dragon Ball fans. That will be their Junior League tournament. And in this tournament, do you have the list of participants in this one, Charles?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
First we got Ikuru Hidaka and Takafumi Ito, who are both the junior tag team champions right now. You'll have the new signee to 0-1, Minio Fujita, the current junior heavyweight champion, Takuya Sugawara, Battle Arts wrestler and soon-to-be retiring, Munenori Sawa. They also have from Michinoku Pro, Fujita Junior Hayato, Okinawa Pro, Kaijin Habu Otoko. From Mexico, Super Crazy will be coming in. From NWA Australia, it'll be Robbie Hart. And right now, there's an unnamed wrestler from Dragon Gate that's supposed to be participating in the tournament.
Yeah, they still haven't yet named that Dragon Gate, so it would be interesting to see who they pull out.
Have they actually mentioned it all in Dragon Gate?
They haven't mentioned it at all. So
right.
I wonder if they even remember. Like, oh, wait a minute. We have to send somebody over there. Shit. Okay, you. Casey, go. Go do your thing. Or,
Casey.
Dude, or Tomahawk TT. Honestly,
that'd be good.
Yeah. I just don't see it being like a major guy. I mean, if it's going to take this long, I don't think it's going to be one of their main players.
Or it could be. They're just holding it off, but this has really kind of went on a little bit. Like, I actually thought they'd actually have a guy by now, but they don't.
Yeah. It's 10 days from the tournament.
Yeah, it's like, come on now.
Yeah. So, well, going through this tournament, Ikuto Hidaka has been in every Tenkaichi tournament since the beginning. He's won 2 of them. He's actually won the last 2, 2009, 2010. He's pretty much the face of the junior division in 0-1. Longest reigning junior champion to have the belt. He just recently lost it to Sugawara, who's in the tournament as well. Sugawara is a former Dragon Gate wrestler, maybe arguably the #1 junior heel in 0-1. I mean, he's pretty annoying, pretty good wrestler, but he's there. He's definitely a dominant heel. Ikuto's also held the junior tag titles 4 times with 4 different partners. He has the title right now with his 4th different partner with Takafumi Ito from Pancreas. I do want to mention that Munenori Sawa.
No, I guess
whenever it's a tongue twister for us Japanese people too. But Sawa is definitely someone to mention in this tournament, as this could very well be the last tournament he's ever in. He's a diehard Battle Arts loyalist. He's always been in Battle Arts. That is his home. Battle Arts is going to be closing their doors this month, I believe, right, Charles?
It's November, I thought.
November. Okay, November. And so, we may not see Sawa any longer, and that means goodbye not only to him and his stiff kicks, but also goodbye to one of the most loved gimmicks, Lingerie Muto. So we'll see. But him being in this tournament, honestly, I think that might play a factor into the tournament. Don't you think, Charles? I really think that might allow Sawa maybe to win the whole thing. I mean, he's been in the tournament since 2007. He's gotten as far as the semifinals. He went to the semifinal in 2008, lost to former New Japan, All Japan, Noah wrestler Takaiwa, and in 2010 he lost to Hidaka in the semifinals. So what are your thoughts?
He could win it. I mean, his opponents are either going to be Sugawara or Toko. So, I mean, if he faces the champion, is he going to beat the champion? That's my point. If he fights Kaijin, is he going to beat him? Which I probably could see that. So it'd be sort of interesting to see. I doubt Sugawara is going to lose that first round. So.
Oh, Sugawara has not really done very well in these tournaments. Looking through his record, he's only made it to the finals once.
He's the champion right now too. So he's got a lot more to fight.
That is true, but in the past, the champion hasn't won these tournaments, or at least hasn't.
I'm not going to say he's going to win, but I doubt he's not going to get taken out that first round.
No, you got a good point there. You got a very good point there. So it will be interesting to see where they go with that from there. Also rounding out, as mentioned before, Super Crazy. Technically, Super Crazy should have probably been in the All Japan tournament because he's usually in the All Japan tournament, but instead of being in the All Japan tournament, he's in this one. So he adds a little international flair. And I don't know too much about Robbie Hart. I don't know if Charles knows anything about him either.
Not that much. He's out of the Australia scene, and 0-1 NWA Australia is really working together right now, so it's sort of their talent exchange.
He'll have definitely a tough battle in front of him against very popular Fujita Jr. Hayato. I don't think he will get past that. Actually, I'd be really surprised if he got past that round. But who knows?
He's going to get kicked really hard.
If anything, he might lose some teeth on his way to getting there. So in this tournament, it's one of those rare single elimination tournaments, spanning from the 13th through the 17th. There are a lot of buys in this tournament for whatever reason. Minoa Fujita has a buy. Sawa, we mentioned before, has a buy. And then somehow both pairings of Fujita, Robbie Hart, and Ito, and the unknown Dragon Gate wrestler have buys getting into.
Well, it's sort of like the ones that are established or fighting to get in the tournament. That's sort of like how it is. Like the first night, you're going to have Hidaka and Super Crazy. They'll be buying for their shot, and then you'll have Sugawara versus Otoku, who were former tag team champions. They'll be buying to get into the tournament. So it's all about collecting the Dragon Balls. So.
Yep. That's what it is. And as we mentioned before, it is a playoff of the Dragon Ball tournament. They actually do win Dragon Balls. If you don't know what the heck we're talking about, you might be too young, which if you are, it's still a shame on you. Dragon Ball is like the greatest manga and anime in the history of manga anime. There was a tournament that Goku, the main character of Dragon Ball, would participate, Tenkaichi Budokai, as a martial arts tournament he would participate in. Has nothing to do with Dragon Balls, but what they do in this tournament for 0-1, you win, you get a Dragon Ball. The purpose in the manga and anime was to get the 7 Dragon Balls, put them together, a dragon will come out, and it will grant you a wish. Same thing happens with 0-1. You win the tournament, you get all the balls, you get a wish granted to you. Previous years, Hidaka has used the wish to basically make matches for himself. Last year, he made a wish to have a match with one of his friends. Another match was a match for a title. I know Masato Tanaka won it once, and he also wanted a match for a title. So you get a wish. And so that wish can be anything. It's almost like a Money in the Bank kind of thing with winning this tournament, if you want to make comparisons to American wrestling. So it's very important to win this tournament if you're a junior, because your wish can be granted. Granted, I don't know if you wish for something really obscene like muscles of strongman, or to get as many fans as Tanahashi, but I don't know if that will ever work.
I was going to say, kind of a joke, Sawa wins the tournament and wishes for Dragon Gate to stay around.
You mean Battle Arts?
Battle Arts. Who am I thinking of?
Actually, that would be. You know what? That would actually be a really good angle.
But it
for
can't
that.
happen because
Yeah,
Battle Arts is so under the. They owe so much that it's not
they're
even.
in the red.
Yeah, they're dead for a
That
reason.
would be really awesome though if he actually did that. Like well, granted, Yakuza being involved will probably make it worse. But I'm just saying, he does that wish, and then the Yakuza just gives what's his name from Battle Arts the money. He goes, "Here, you can stay in." And it's like
Yeah,
But then they'd just be owed to the Yakuza, and then they'll probably get overrun by Inoki.
but pretty much
And then Inoki will own Battle Arts.
no,
Inoki will own Battle Arts.
that's not good at all.
That were great because Inoki loves shoot style, and that is what Battle Arts does. So then you'll have listen to this main event for IGF 96 or whatever. Sawa versus Jerome LeBanner for the IGF title.
I don't even want to comment on this.
I know you love that idea.
Really.
Your silence.
As long as Sawa wins the belt.
I don't know about now. You're crazy. You think I'm crazy now? You're talking crazy talk.
Sawa deserves championships.
Oh, he does. That's why I think he deserves this tournament.
See, actually, what I've heard is Battle Arts is actually split. There's a new promotion. Let me keep talking. Let me find this.
Okay.
Oh, the Tempest Dragon. I don't know if you've heard of this one.
No.
But it's actually run by what's his name? Ryuji.
Oh, Ito, or
It's the what's his name?
it's the other guy.
It's one of the main guys who's kind of went on. This is his promotion, pretty much.
Huh. Okay. So out of the shambles of Battle Arts will come Tempest Dragon.
Pretty much.
And notice how Dragon Balls are in this tournament. Coincidence?
That's still not helping Sawa. He needs to stay around.
I'm just saying.
That's the saddest news this year was the fact Sawa's like, I'm retiring. It's like, why? Because you haven't made it anywhere yet? If you stay in here, you probably will make it somewhere.
He's been around for a while. If you think.
The thing
about
is,
it.
he's just short, and that's why a lot of people don't want to deal with him.
He's too short. He's short and skinny. I mean, the guy is like, yeah, he's entertaining to watch, but man,
It's like
no way do you think
it's
him
like
as
I
a
know
wrestler.
Kijimuto's a big fan of him, but it's just. I mean, can you back someone who's?
No, you can't.
His name is Ryuji Walter. That's who that is. I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
He's from Battle Arts, but he opened the Tempest Dragon, and now they're running shows in Shinjuku, I guess, or Shinkiba or something like that. One of them two places.
Oh, the first ring Shinkiba?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's usually a very popular place for the indie feds. I think it's really cheap and not very...
Yeah, because I think it's owned by one of the promotions. They just have a show there like every day. If you go there, you're pretty much going to find a show.
Right, and it's like probably going to cost you like $10.
If that.
Real cheap. Or you just come in and they go, oh, thank you for coming and watching our show. We're so happy.
See, I'm hearing about this because I'm friends with Galen Summers, and he's been working because he works in the military. In all his free time, he does the wrestling promotions, but he's been working for Tempest Dragon, I think. I think he has a match coming up.
Oh,
But
cool.
that's his little thing. He's talking about that. So, I mean, more power to him. I guess if they can come off and start gaining success, that's always good.
Yeah. Hey, more wrestling is never necessarily a bad thing unless it's run by Inoki. Then, it's not
And then
good.
it's hit and miss. Usually a miss.
I wouldn't even say hit or miss. I'd just say miss.
Well, he has good thoughts into the matches. It's just poor execution. Like there's like he can get like the matches together, but it's just like the execution altogether is just kind of like missed.
All right. Again, with the exception of you, I don't think anybody would think Fujita versus LeBanner is a great match.
I didn't say it was a good match. I just like Fujita. That's the reason I watched it. Well, it's like this next match. We got the event coming up here. I guess it's tomorrow. They're gonna have Nagashima versus Sawa. Like, who doesn't think that match is gonna be good?
No, that is great. But then read the rest of the card.
Yep, it's like okay.
It's like that one little piece of gold in a massive pile of shit. I mean, granted, is it worth digging through that shit to get that gold? I don't know. I really don't know. Granted, I guess that's what the great thing about YouTube is, so you can only just watch that one match. But, I don't know. Just saying.
And a lot of people are going, well, actually, I'm actually wanting to see Kozlov, see how well he can actually do outside WWE.
See if he could actually wrestle.
Well, he has the sambo training, but it's just like
Well, yeah, but God, I don't know if it was WWE limiting him, but man, he just did not belong in that ring. He looked confused, aggravated, tired. He just looked like
he looks a lot older than
lost.
he actually is.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. No, he just looked lost. I
Yeah.
I was just yeah, going off on tangents again.
Yeah.
I just didn't know why he was there. I mean, I knew why they were pushing him, obviously, but he did not deserve to be in that ring.
Yeah.
Just sambo training or not, he didn't know what he was doing. So, but anyways, that's that. There's also a big match on the final day of that tournament. Tanaka versus Necro Butcher from the U.S. Indies. Wrestling is Drug is the title of the match. Interesting title for the match. But will more than likely be a very awesome match with Tanaka's background in hardcore wrestling, and Necro Butcher's middle name is Hardcore Wrestling. So more than likely they will have a very scientific match.
And lately, Tanaka really hasn't been into too much death matches, but this ring can almost turn into that.
Yeah. Well, it's also because he's lost a lot of weight,
Yeah,
too.
he's no longer.
He's no longer two something. He's probably
He's
like
a junior
just
now. He's only like
Yeah,
90, if that.
yeah, yeah. He's probably just short of two now. So but and he looks great. Don't get me wrong. He looks amazing, skin down. But you have to have that bulk to be able to take some of those bumps for those hardcore death matches.
He gave that big bump to Makabe though, put him through the table.
Yeah. Well,
That's about all he does. He'll do with his cane shots and he'll do table
right.
shots. That's about
Table
it.
shot. Yeah. No more through barbed wire, glass plated nails, and like light tubes.
So that's why you look at people like Ryuji Ito, who's also in
Oh, because
BG,
that's all he does.
because that's why he has a stomach. That's why
Right.
he's not really ripped. Because I mean, if you're ripped and you're a hardcore wrestler, you're kind of
You're gonna get screwed. You have no
you're ripping muscles.
right, and you have nothing that's gonna protect you when you crash. You don't have that extra mass to absorb.
And that's why Ito has that stomach because he does that dragon splash, and that's pretty much that frog splash. He always lands on his stomach. I mean, he has to have some padding there, otherwise he's going to get something lodged in his freaking intestines.
And
So-
it's gonna be barbed wire, and that's not gonna come out very easily.
It's not going to come out good for anyone.
Nope. So
I know
But
how-
anyways, how many hardcore matches have you been in, Charles?
2.
Wow.
If you count
Thank you.
if you count backyard, probably 10.
Credit to you. Would not be able to survive one of those.
There's
Or at
no
least
there's no
one of
credit. That's stupidity.
those. Yeah, that's true.
Blame Mid South. Freaking crazy idiots.
And with that, that will wrap up this podcast. Again, those two tournaments will be out during the summer. During the fall and September. Be on the lookout for them. They'll probably be on YouTube. Be on the lookout for our website. Oh, I wanted to mention real quick. There's a question that has been popping up on the Facebook page in regards to ordering DVDs from IVP videos. A big question on the dates. Now, here's how it works. Surprise, surprise, Japanese wrestling is usually not live. It's not like American wrestling where Monday Night Raw is live. So whatever date, Monday, August 1st, is the Monday, August 1st show. No. In Japan, the way it usually works is they will tape a show and then show it later on TV. Sometimes, like with Dragon Gate, they'll tape multiple shows, splice them all together, and put them in one little package and then air them on TV. So, when you're looking at the dates of these shows on the website for IVP Video, it's usually the date that they aired on TV. It's not the date of the show. My best advice for someone who's normally ordering from IVP Videos, check out a website like Puroresu.com, look for results or look for the event page to see what matches were on that show and the date, and then just correspond those with the DVDs on IVP Videos and match them up. Whatever, if you find the DVD with those matches, even if the date doesn't add correctly, it's probably that show. It's just that date is when it aired on TV. Okay? So that will probably answer a bunch of people's questions, and people who are hesitant to wonder if they should order, definitely order. IVP Videos is a great website. They have great service. Quality of videos are amazing. DVDs at cheap prices. Can't beat them. But yeah, that will help out with the dates. Okay, so again, check out the website puroresuspirit.com. Check out the Facebook. Check out our Twitter. Check out there's something else that we have. Check out Charles's website. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, check out the YouTube page that this is probably going to be on. Leave comments. We're always happy to read comments, good and bad. If they're bad, we'll just ignore them. If they're good, we'll probably ignore them as well. But at least we're getting a response, and that's great. So, is there anything you want to add, Charles?
So you're also missing IVP videos. Definitely order events from them. So we got the affiliate link on the bottom of the page. If you go through there, it'll actually come back and help the site as a whole. So do that. Make sure you get some events. I mean, they usually carry everything probably about a month after it happened. IVP also now has a direct download service. So if you want certain matches you can't find anywhere else, you can just get them right on your computer, watch them then and there. If you don't like it, delete it. If you like it, keep it. There you go.
Yeah.
I recommend the service. Definitely really good. And it helps us. So the more people actually get DVDs, the better for us. So
There you go. There you go.
happy shopping.
All right. All right. Well, we've had a very eventful day. So, again, as always, we're happy that you guys are listening. Be on the lookout. We'll be doing more podcasts in the future, talking about all the big events that are happening in Puroresu. Also, be on the lookout. There's going to be a big show for Altogether 2, which supposedly will happen in February in Sendai. I'm skeptical about it just because how bad it was in Sendai, and February is only half a year away. But if anybody can do it, I would say Pro Wrestling can do it. They can probably have a very good show. And any show that will be a sequel to All Together is good for business for everybody. So be on the lookout for that. Anyways, stay tuned to our website, PuroResuSpirit.com, Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. I am Joshua Shibata. As always, this is Charles Schaefer. Say goodbye to the good folks, Charles.
Later.